in God to try to fit in, okay? And the world is seeking us Christians to try to influence us, okay? The world is seeking Christians to influence so that we can abandon our faith in God, okay? Now, I want to expose the culture of this world. I'm not that type of guy that comes up with, like, y'all are on YouTube and y'all watch like these conspiracy theories, like, and you see like all these different conspiracy theories, and I'm like, oh man, look at the dollar bill, look at the dollar bill. It's right there, it's proof right here. Satanic warnings and The Incredibles too. You know, like what the heck? And so there's so many conspiracy out there, but I'm going to expose. The Bible talks about the culture of the world. Don't conform to the culture of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of our mind. So I'm going to show you 3 things that the culture tries to do to us, this world tries to do to us as young Christians. And I'm not making this up. This is not a conspiracy theory or anything like that. This is straight from Daniel chapter 1. So we're going to learn some things, 3 things that the world tries to do to us, okay? 3 of culture's tactics. Number 1, and you're going to see this in your life, and I'm going to give some examples in my life how this has worked. Number 1 is the culture of the world tries to change your identity, okay? So write these 3 points down. Please write these 3 down, because you may see these in your life. You may see these in somebody else's life. So we got to understand that this is what the culture of the world will try to do to us. The culture of the world tries to do what? They try to do what, Anthony? They try to change your identity. That's what they try to do to us, okay? The culture of the world tries to change our identity. That was one of the first things that the world would try to do to us as Christians, is try to change our identity. That was actually the first thing that they did to Daniel and his friends. So that was the first thing that they did to his friends. The names of Daniel. Okay, I'm going to show you. Do you guys have that first one written down? Change your identity. Okay, so so right here, Daniel chapter 1 and 7, it says the chief official gave them new names. He gave them new names. To Daniel, the name Belteshazzar, okay? And then to Hananiah, he gave him the name Shadrach, all right? And then to Mishael, the name Meshach, and to Azariah, Abednego, okay? So that's how we kind of know those names. You know, like in the church, we hear that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were in a fiery furnace. But these are those guys. They didn't have those original names at first. Those were the names that the culture gave to them, okay? So I'm going to show you what these names mean. So this is like the Hebrew name, like their original names, and then this is what it actually means, like the names that they were given after. So Daniel means God is my judge, okay? That's what Daniel means. Daniel means God's my judge. Belteshazzar means lady protect the king, okay? And we're going to focus on that. Hananiah means Yahweh has been gracious. Shadrach, for those that are immature, about to start like, means tender or nipple. Mishael means who is what God is, or who is like God. And Meshach means that draws with force. And then Azariah means Yahweh, God, has helped. And then Abednego means servant of Nebo. So you probably wonder, oh my gosh, how are these things kind of relating to me? How does the world try to change me in these sense or in this way? Well, I'm going to focus on a few of these names. So I need, let me see, I want him to play Daniel, because this right here, if you've been keeping up with Unashamed History, this dude right here he's going to play Peter walking on water. You know him as all of the biblical characters. Now it's his time to play Daniel. Okay, you come here. We may have you play Hananiah. Can you come up? We're going to get you to play Mishael. You bro, come on. Azariah. So, this right here, the world tries to change their identity, okay? So y'all looking at me like, oh my gosh, she had these from Halloween. Oh my gosh, no. I just bought these a couple weeks ago from the dollar store, you hear me? So, and it's got the tags on them because they're going back. Somebody say, they're going back. like we send the devil back to the pit of hell. He's going, oh, they're going back. And this is what the world tries to do to us. The world changes our identity. How to put that on? And you can rip them off. I'm just playing, guys. Oh my gosh, he's so cheap. How to take this? So here, you can take them off. You can rip it off. I just didn't have time to do it. I just bought these literally and forgot to take them off. But Oh man, he already got his on. He said I can return his so I could get that $1.08 back. So here the world tries to change our identity. So you've known their faces before, and now they've got these masks on. They don't even look noticeable. He's standing up straight to his bro. You're on program now, bro. So right here, Daniel, God is my judge. Now they're trying to say, lady, protect the king now. He's a lady now, okay? So now he was, God is my judge. Hey, I'm, man of God. And, I'm here to serve God. God is my judge. He's the one I'm here to please. And now he's a lady that's here to protect the king. This is what the world tries to do to us. And now that's what we see now. There's a whole bunch of gender confusion now. And it's not bashing anybody that's going through these things, because these are serious things. We're living in a spiritual warfare. But now we can see that the Bible is really relevant to the types of things that we go through now. Is now everybody is being challenged now in their sexuality, in their identity, in their gender. I don't really know if I'm a boy. I don't know. Well, they say I'm born a boy, but I'm kind of feeling like a woman. And this is what we're going through. This is what the world is trying to tell you. And then we've got the homosexuality, and these are the things now that the world is dealing with. Okay, and then right here we've got Hananiah, who's now Shadrach. Okay, and this tender a nipple, and now this right here kind of makes me feel, like it says tender or nipple. So the word that's kind of coming to my mind is soft, fearful, timid, and that's what the world tries to have us to do, kind of making us timid, afraid. You're hearing all this type of things about the church shootings and stuff, and shooting up synagogues and all this stuff, school shootings. And now a lot of us, we're living in fear. We're like, man, I don't even know if I can go to my church, man. The church is supposed to be a safe place. Church is supposed to be a place where we can worship. Now I'm having to look over my shoulder while I'm singing Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace. Now you're looking over your shoulder because you don't feel safe anymore. The world has us living afraid, and God has not given us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and sound mind. This right here, that draws with force. Now this was right here, who is what God is, who is like God. Now, we're drawn with force. Now a lot of us, we're independent. And people are telling you, you don't need God, you don't need that church word. It's time to live your best life now, and all this stuff. And then right here, we got a servant of Nebo here. And to me, the thing that comes to my mind is now a lot of us have become slaves, to our sins. We become slaves to all different types of other things besides God. We're here worshiping the world. We're worshiping our favorite sports team. There's nothing wrong with liking sports or anything like that. Nothing wrong with listening to your favorite artist or your favorite music artist. I have a favorite artist that I love to listen to. So it's not anything like that. But the enemy and the world will try to tell you to worship things other than God, and tell you that you and your sin are one. And these are the things that the culture of the world tries to do to us, is they try to change our identity, okay? So you can sit down, guys. Let's sit down. Let's sit down. Okay, give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. Come on. Okay, so the culture of the world tries to change our identity, right? They try to change our identity. So do you realize, these names don't even make sense, really? These names up here don't make sense. The first half, it makes sense because these all have to do with God. God is my judge. God has been gracious. Who is like God? God has helped. But then, these are names of confidence. Man, I am who what God wants me to be. And then right here, we've got names of confusion. So names of confidence become names of confusion, okay? And that's what the world tries to do to us. The world tries to change our identity. Now, sometimes, man, Thanksgiving is coming up. So sometimes I hate Thanksgiving holidays because it's not that I don't like the turkey, the eating and all that stuff. But sometimes when you're different, like I said, you're gonna have people that try to tempt you to go other than who you are. So sometimes I'm at family events and stuff, and I'm at Thanksgiving and stuff. I've got cousins, that are my age and stuff, and they're like, man, come on, bro, you go to Garland, right? And I'm speaking, past tense, last Thanksgiving, because I was still here. But they were like, hey, so you still go to Garland, right? And I'm like, yeah, I go to Garland. And they're like, yeah, bro, like, they've got some, some fine girls up there, bro. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, man, you're not trying to get some of that, I heard so-and-so, that girl goes to, like, your Bible study and stuff. Like, you ain't trying to talk to that, you're not trying to hit that and all this. I'm like, no, man, I'm not trying to do that. And then they'll make fun of me. They're like, nah, bro, Kyler's not having sex. Kyler, he's a church boy. He's a church boy. He's waiting till he's married so he can keep his virginity. That's what he is. He's a church boy. That's who he is. And so I sit there and I listen to him. I'm like, yeah, man, I try to make jokes. I'm not about to sit there and cry. Hey, man, you're always picking on me all the time. I'm like, nah, man, yeah, bro, I'm a church boy. That's why I am. Every Sunday I'm there. Every Sunday, and I'm trying to pick with them. And they're like, man, you're not having sex with any of these girls. And they're like, man, you're not having sex. And like, you're like the only guy that we know that's our age that's like has not lost their virginity. We kind of think that you're suspect, And I'm like, wow, really? And they're like, yeah. And so that's what the world tries to do to us. The world tries to change our identity. Now, of course, I don't have to try to prove to them, no, guys, I do like women. Look at my Instagram page. Look at the photos I like. I love, look at my favorite YouTuber, all that type of stuff. I know this stuff. But, of course, the world tries to tell us, hey, you're not having sex. You must be gay because you're not doing this. You have no sexual experience with any women. You must not be attracted to them. And that's what the world tells you about that. And some of us, we feel bad, man, because we feel like, man, like I'm the only virgin in my class. I'm the only kid in high school that still has my virginity. And you feel like that. And the world tries to tell you, man, because you're still a virgin and this, that, and the other, you're homosexual, you this and you're that. But you gotta know, man, you gotta know who you are, okay? So I'm gonna get pretty personal with this stuff today, so don't look like all shocked, like, oh my gosh, I feel sorry for you. But the world will call you everything besides what God says you are, okay? Your identity must be rooted in the Word, okay? Your identity must be rooted in the Word, not in the sayings of the world, okay? You gotta know what God says about you, okay? You gotta know God's plan. Like Drake, you gotta know God's plan. You gotta know God's word. You gotta know what God's word says. Okay? And your identity comes from God, okay? And the second thing that the culture of the world tries to do is to try to get us to go against what's right. The world tries to get us to go against what is right. Now, speaking of family and being tempted and stuff, I remember the 4th of July, because my birthday is in July. It's actually like a few days, like 12 days or so, after, 14 days after the 4th of July. So my birthday is July 18th. So if y'all want to go ahead and save up for, a birthday present for next year, that would be appreciated. But anyways, I remember it was the 4th of July, and they were like, some of my older cousins, like, like 30, stuff like that. They were like, man, so you about to turn 18, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm, about to be 18. They're like, man, so you about to be legal, cuz? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm about to be legal. Well, you know what that means? I'm like, what? Bro, don't act like you don't know, cause your mom ain't here, bro. You know what it means? Strip club. Let's go over and take, we gotta take you to the strip club for your 18th birthday. We gotta do it right. We gotta bring it 18, the right way, like it's a new year. We gotta bring it in the right way. And so I was like, so let's go ahead and, I can pick you up, whenever, and we can go ahead and go ahead and make this happen. And I was like, guys, my mom was like, y'all not gonna take my baby to the strip club. All that stuff. So, like some of the family, they know, he a Christian, he a man of God. Let's see what he say. They look around like, okay, so what is he gonna say? So I just pretty much like laughing off, all right, then, let's do it. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go to the strip club, I don't wanna be there, on my Instagram. Hey, we're making her rain, get here. Joy, and then the next day posting the verse of the day, like that looks so hypocritical. And I'm like, no, guys, like I'm not about to do that. And so I like a couple weeks later after that, I was on Instagram and this girl that I had a crush on, she used to come here to the school, and she ended up on her Instagram, and she was posting that she was working at a strip club, and she was like, now I'm about to start, stripping, if the money's good, I'm about to do it. And so I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is the girl that I had a crush on, and now she's about to be there. And so I called my cousin back up, and I said, yeah, we'll go, but only if we go into her club. I'm just like, we didn't go to the club.